Which one of the following is an incorrect statement for 5th option? A. It is a reversible process. B. It requires less heat of adsorption. C. It requires activation energy. D. It takes place at low temperature. Now we have to figure out which of these answers is actually wrong. Now, what is 5th option? Now, 5th option is a process in which the particles of adsorbate are held to the surface by the surface of an adsorbent by physical forces. Hence, they do not require any activation energy. Therefore, there is no need for activation energy. Now, out of all the four, option C is the most wrong, because here it says it requires activation energy, which is wrong in terms of Fiz's option. Therefore, the correct answer is option C. Which of the following method is used for salt destruction? A. Condensation. B. Dialysis. C. Diffusion through animal membrane. And D. Addition of an electrolyte. Now, traces of electrolyte are necessary for stabilizing the salts. Hence, for salts destruction, addition of electrolytes are required. Therefore, the correct answer out of these is option D. Which one of the following is contributed towards the extra stability of lyophilic colloids? A. Hydration. B. Charge. C. Color. And D. Tyndall effect. Now, what is lyophilic? Now, lyophilic means liquid loving. Therefore, in order to bring extra stability to these, hydration is required. Therefore, out of all these four options, the correct option is A. Hydration. In Tyndall effect, the colloidally suspended particles are A. Trace out the path of strong beam of light. B. Coagulate. C. Show electrophoresis. And D. Show Brownian movement. Now, what is Tyndall effect? Tyndall effect is due to the fact that the colloidal particles absorb light energy and then scatter in all directions. This scattering of light illuminates the path of beam in a colloidal dispersion. Therefore, the option A is the correct answer. Trace out the path of strong beam of light. One of the following does not involve coagulation. A. Formation of delta regions. B. Peptization. C. Treatment of drinking water by potash alum. D. Clotting of blood by the use of ferric chloride. Now, what is coagulation? Now, the definition of coagulation is it is an action or a process of a liquid, especially blood, when it changes to a solid or a semi-solid state. So basically, coagulation is the process or action by which a liquid changes into a solid or a semi-solid phase. Now, in option D, clotting of blood by use of ferric chloride, there is also the change in the state. Therefore, D is not the correct answer. Even in option C and A, both are forming solid or semi-solid state. Therefore, they are not the correct answer. Now, option B is peptization. Now, what is peptization? Now, the dispersion of freshly precipitated material into a colloidal solution by the action of an electrolyte solution is termed as peptization. Therefore, peptization involves adsorption, but it does not involve coagulation. Therefore, the correct answer is option B. So the following is a correct statement. Now, I will go statement by statement and explain. Now, in option E, In gravity-free environments, droplets of a liquid on a flat surface are slightly flattened, which is not correct because in gravity-free environments, there is no gravity for the liquids to drop. Therefore, the liquids do not drop. Therefore, this is wrong. Now, in option D, the boiling point of a liquid is independent of the altitude of the place. Now, it is this answer is actually false because the boiling point depends on the altitude, because as elevation increases, the atmospheric pressure decreases because air is less dense at higher altitudes. Therefore, less heat is required for the vapor pressure to be equal to the atmospheric pressure. Therefore, the boiling point is less at higher altitudes. Therefore, this is also wrong. Now, viscosity of a liquid decreases with decrease in temperature, which is not true. Viscosity actually increases with increase in temperature. Same is the case in option B. Vapor pressure increases with increase in temperature. Now, we come back to option A. Surface tension of a liquid decreases with increase in temperature. Now, as temperature increases, the kinetic energy of the molecules increases, and hence intermolecular attraction decreases, which in turn decreases the surface tension. Therefore, the option A is correct. Therefore, the correct answer is option A. Now, maximum coagulation power is in A, Na plus, B, Ba plus plus, C, Al plus plus plus, and D, Sn plus 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 plus. Now, what is the relation between the coagulation power and the number of charge on ion? Here is this. The coagulation power is directly proportional to the number of charge on ion. Hence, if the number of charge of ion is more, more is the coagulation power. Therefore, out of all the four, Sn plus 4 has the highest number of charge, that is plus 4. Therefore, the correct answer is option D. At the critical missile concentration, the surfactant molecules A decompose, B dissociate, C associate, and D become completely soluble. Now, at at critical missile concentration, which is CMC, the surfactant molecules associate to form missiles. For soap, the CMC is actually 10 raised to minus 3 moles per liter. Therefore, at critical temperatures, critical micellization concentration, surface molecules associate. Therefore, the correct answer is option C, associate. An emulsifier is a substance which stabilizes the emulsion, homogenizes the emulsion, coagulates the emulsion, accelerates the dispersion of liquid in liquid. Now, now emulsifier is an emulsifying agent is usually added to an emulsion. Emulsifying agent. What does this do? Now the emulsifier forms an interfacial film between the suspended particles and the medium. Therefore, in other words, it stabilizes the emulsion. Therefore, the correct answer is option A. The following electrolyte will have maximum flocculation value for FeOH3 solution. Now, A NaCl, B Na2S, C NH4 3PO4, and D K2SO4. Now, the flocculation value is inversely proportional to the coagulation power. Therefore, flocculation value is inversely proportional to 1 upon the coagulation power. Therefore, the greater is the coagulation power, the lesser will be the flocculation value. Now, in FeOH3 thrice is a positively charged solution. Now, according to Hardy-Schulze rule, greater greater the charge greater the charge on the oppositely charged ion of the electrolyte added, more effective it is in bringing coagulation. Therefore, among all the four electrolytes, NaCl has the lowest coagulation power. Hence, it will has the highest fluctuation value. Therefore, the correct answer out of all these is NaCl, which is option A. Oils and fats are obtained by saponification of potassium stearate. Its formula is CH3, CH216, CO, O negative, K plus. Lyophobic end of atom is CH3 and lyophilic end is COO minus, K plus. Potassium stearate is example of. Here are the options. Now, the substance whose molecules associate with the given solvent to form colloidal particle are known as association colloidal, or basically colloids. Now, the molecule of soap and detergent are generally smaller than a colloidal particle. Therefore, these molecules associate in the concentration solution to form colloidal size particle. Now, these associations of soap and detergent are also known as micelle. Now, potassium stearate is have colloids as well as micelle. Therefore, the correct answer is option E, combined colloids or micelles. The basic principle of a Cottrell's precipitator is A. Neutralization of charge on colloidal particles, B. Scattering of light, C. Le Chatelier's principle, and D. Peptization. Now, what is a Cottrell's precipitator? In Cottrell's smoke precipitator, the smoke is allowed to pass through. It is allowed to pass through a chamber having a series of plates charged up to a very high potential. Charge potential can be 20,000 to 70,000 volts. Now, the charged particles of smoke get attracted by the charged plates, and the gases coming out of the chimney precipitated becomes free of charged particles. So basically, neutralization of charge on colloidal particles are done in this precipitator. Therefore, the correct answer is option A. The stability of lyophilic colloids is due to A. Charge on their particles, B. A layer of dispersion medium on their particles, C. The smaller size of their particles, and D. The large size of their particles. Now, what are lyophilic colloids? Now, lyophilic possesses solvent or liquid loving nature, and thus a thin layer of dispersed phase is formed on the round soluble particles. Therefore, the correct answer is option A, a layer of dispersion medium on their particles. Option B, sorry. Color of colloids depends on which of the following factors: A. Size, B. Mass, C. Charge, and D. Nature. Now, as the particle's size increases, the color of gold solution changes to red, to blue, and finally, if we keep on increasing the size, it finally changes to golden. Therefore, the correct answer is option A, size. Ferric hydroxide solution is positively charged colloid. The coagulating power of NO3-, SO42-, and PO43- ions would be in the order Here are the options. Now, according to Hardy-Schulze rule, the ions having opposite charge, that is negative charge, to solute particles cause coagulation, and greater the valency, that is the greater the valency of the oppositely or the negatively charged ions, more is the coagulation power. Now, out of all three, NO3, SO4, and PO4, PO4 has the highest number of negatively charged ions. Therefore, PO4 3 minus come first, which is greater than. Now, out of these two, SO4 2 minus has the highest number of negatively charged ions. Therefore, SO4 2 minus comes first, and then at the last, it is NO3 minus. Therefore, the correct answer is option C. Which of the following structures do not contain a hydrophobic structure? A. Linseed oil, B. Lanolin, C. Glycogen, and D. Rubber. Now, out of all the four options, linseed oil, lanolin, and glycogen attract water. Hence, they are known to be hydrophobic. Now, rubber, on the other hand, do not attract water. Therefore, it does not has a hydrophobic structure. Therefore, the correct answer is option D. Select the wrong statement. Now, we'll look at each statement one by one. Now, in D, colloidal solutions are thermodynamically stable. Yes, this is actually true. They are thermodynamically stable. Now, in option C, both emulsifier and peptizing agents stabilize colloids, but their actions are different. Yes, this is also true, since they both are stabilize colloids, but in a different way. Now, in B, organic ions are more strongly adsorbed on charged surfaces in comparison to inorganic ions. This is also a true statement. So, now, in the option A, when excesses of electrolyte, when excesses of electrolyte is added, the colloid participants are precipitated. This is because colloidal particles take up ions carrying charge opposite to that present on themselves. That is like they take up ions carrying charge opposite to that present on themselves. This causes neutralization, leading to their coagulation. Hence, statement 1 is wrong, since in statement 1 it is mentioned that there is no coagulation, but in fact, coagulation does occur. Therefore, statement 1 is wrong, which is the correct answer. The most adsorbed gas on activated charcoal is A. N2, B. H2, C. CO2, and D. CH4. Now, the amount of gas adsorbed by a solid depends on the nature of gas. More easily liquefiable gas, that is, gases with high critical temperature, are readily adsorbed, as van der Waals forces are stronger near the critical temperature. So, the critical temperature of N2 is 126 Kelvin, H2 is 33 Kelvin, CO2 is 304 Kelvin, and CH4 is 190 Kelvin. So the highest critical temperature is that of CO2. Therefore, the correct answer is option C, CO2. The high pressure Langmuir absorption isotherm takes the form A x upon m is equal to AP upon 1 plus BP, B x upon m is equal to A upon B, C x upon m is equal to A into P, and D m upon x is equal to B upon A plus 1 upon AP. Now, Langmuir adsorption isotherm is given by the formula x upon m is equal to AP upon 1 plus BP. Now, at high pressure, 1 plus Bp is equal to Bp. Or now, so substituting value of, now equating 1 plus Bp is equal to Bp in this equation, we get x upon m is equal to Ap upon Bp, which is equal to A upon B. Therefore, the correct answer is option B. Freundlich equation for adsorption of gases in amount of Xg on a solid in amount of Mg at constant temperature can be expressed as A. Log x upon m is equal to log P plus 1 by n log K. B. Log x upon m is equal to log K plus 1 by n log P. C. X upon n is directly proportional to P raised to n. Or D. X upon m is equal to log P plus 1 by n log K. Now, according to Freundlich equation, x upon m is directly proportional to p raised to 1 by n. So, C is definitely not the correct answer because C states x upon m is directly proportional to p raised to n. Now, we can equate the both equations by introducing a constant. Therefore, x upon m is equal to k into p raised to 1 by n. Now, if we take log on both sides, since all the answers are in log, therefore, log x upon m is equal to log k into p raised to 1 by n, or log x upon m is equal to log k plus 1 by n log p. Therefore, the correct answer is option B. Equation for Freundlich adsorption isotherm is A. X upon m is equal to k into p raised to 1 by n. B. X is equal to m into k upon p raised to 1 by n. C. X upon m is equal to k into p raised to minus n. Or D. All of these. Now, according to Freundlich equation, x upon m is directly proportional to p raised to 1 by n. This is the equation. Now, in order to equate both these equations, we need to introduce a constant. Therefore, x upon m is equal to, let k be the constant, therefore k into p into 1 by n. Hence, A is the correct answer. Now, if we go through it, we can take m on this side. Therefore, x is equal to m into k into p raised to 1 by n. Therefore, here B is also the correct answer. Now, now P can be written as P raised to 1 by n can be written as P raised to minus n. Therefore, x upon m is equal to k into P raised to minus n. Therefore, here C is also the correct answer. So, actually, the correct answer is option D. All of these. Plot of log x upon m against log p is a straight line inclined at an angle of 45 degrees. When the pressure is 0.5 atmosphere and Freundlich parameter K is 10, the amount of solid adsorbed per gram of adsorbent will be, these are the options. Now log 5 is given as 0.6990. Now according to Freundlich equation, x upon m is equal to k into p raised to 1 by n, or log of x upon m is equal to log of k plus 1 by n log p. Therefore, the plot of log x by m against log p is a straight line, is a linear with slope is equal to 1 by n and intercept is equal to log k. Here we compare the equation by y is equal to mx plus c. Therefore, we get the slope and the intercepts. Thus, 1 by n is equal to tan theta. Now, we know theta is 45 degree. Therefore, tan into 45 degrees, which is equal to 1. Now, or n is equal to 1. Therefore, at P is equal to 0.5 atmosphere and K is equal to 10, we substitute the value in the upmost equation. Therefore, we get x upon m is equal to 10 into 0.5 raised to 1 is equal to 5. Therefore, x is equal to 5 grams. Therefore, the correct answer is 5, which is option D. Animal charcoal is used in decolorizing color of liquids because it is a good A. Adsorbate, B. Adsorbent, C. Oxidizing agent, and D. Reducing agent. Now, here the correct answer is actually animal charcoal is a good adsorbent, because the impurities adsorbs on the surface, and thus it decolorizes liquids. Therefore, the correct answer here is actually option B, adsorbent. Gases are adsorbed by A. anhydrous calcium chloride, B. ferric hydroxide, C. concentrated H2SO4, and D. activated coconut charcoal. Now, the adsorption of different noble gases occur at different temperatures. Hence, to separate these gases, we use something known as charcoal or activated charcoal to separate the noble gases. Hence, noble gases are adsorbed by coconut charcoal. Here, which is option D. 50 milliliter of 1 mole oxalic acid is shaken with 0.5 grams of wood charcoal. The final concentration of the solution after adsorption is 0.5 moles. Amount of oxalic acid adsorbed per gram of charcoal is, here are the options. Now we need to find the weight. Therefore, W is equal to 126, which is the molecular weight of oxalic acid, into 1 into 50 upon 1000, which is equal to 6.3. Therefore, now in 0.5 grams, the amount of oxalic acid absorbed is 6.3 upon 2. Now, if 1 gram of oxalic acid, the amount of oxalic acid absorbed will be 6.3 upon 2 into 0.5 into 1, which is equal to 6.3 grams. Therefore, the correct answer is option C. The following, the surfactant that will form micelles in aqueous solution at the lowest molar concentration at ambient condition is, option A is CH3CH215 N plus CH3 thrice bromium. B is CH3CH211 OSO 3 Na plus. C CH3CH26 COO negative Na plus. And D CH3CH211 N plus CH3 the whole thrice Br. Now, in case of detergents, out of this, B is a detergent, which is sodium lauryl sulfate, which is CH3CH211 OSO3 minus Na plus. The polar group is R OSO3 minus, along with the long hydrocarbon chain. The polar group along with the long hydrocarbon chain will definitely form micelle. Therefore, the correct answer is option B. Which one of the following is not represented by salts? A. Absorption. B. Tyndall effect. C. Flocculation. And D. Pragmatism. Now, absorption is something in which something gets absorbs. Therefore, this is represented can be represented by salts. Now, what is Tyndall effect? Now, Tyndall effect is light scattering by particles in a colloid. Hence, this is also related to salts. Now, what is flocculation? Flocculation is where microscopic particles bind together to form larger particles in liquids. Therefore, this is also related to solutions. However, the pragmatism is not even related to solutions. Therefore, the correct answer here is option D. Muddy water can be purified through coagulation using A. Common salt, B. Alum, C. Sand, and D. Lime. Now here, obviously, if sand is added to muddy water, it will become more muddy and less purified. Therefore, sand is not the correct answer. Same is the case of common salt. If we add salt in water, it will basically dissolve without even purifying it. So this also not helps. Lime will also do nothing in muddy water. Now alum. Alum is added to muddy water, because alum destroys bacteria in a muddy water. Also, as well as alum coagulates the suspended impurities. It also coagulates the suspended impurities. Therefore, here the correct answer is option B, alum. The goal number of some colloidal solution are given below. Colloidal A, B and C, their goal numbers are 0.01, 2.5 and 20. The protective nature of these colloidal solution follow the order. Here is the given order. Now, we know that protection power is inversely proportional to the goal number. Therefore, if goal number is less, protection power is more. Now, here the goal number of A is 0.01, which is the least in all of the three. Therefore, A will have the most number of protection power. After A, B has the least goal number. Therefore, B will be next, which has the more protection power. And then comes C. Therefore, here the correct answer will be option B. Buffer is a colloidal solution of solid-solid, B liquid-solid, C solid-liquid, and D gas-solid. Now, buffer. In buffer, the dispersed phase is liquid, while the dispersion medium is solid. Therefore, buffer is basically a gel. Therefore, it is liquid solid colloid. Therefore, the correct answer here is option B.